Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Renee Boxing, a platform where we simply discuss, critique, analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing in a level-headed, coherent, mature fashion. Hey, subscribers since day one, recent subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you. Definitely, thanks so much for tuning into the Flash Lives. The Flash, tuning in real time in the, premieres of the videos, collaborating, chit-chatting, commenting in the comment sections of the videos. Playback family, salute. Definitely, man, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much. If you're a new listener, if you love the sport of boxing, this is definitely the place for you. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I push content such as this, etc., etc. It's time to talk about your boy, Ryan Garcia. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. You might be thinking at this point, why the heck are we going to talk about Ryan Garcia? This is why, okay? Well, let's talk. Mainly because he has the potential to do something in the sport. That's mainly why. He has the potential to do something in the sport. And I've said it several times, in the trajectory of the channel when it comes to Ryan Garcia talk. He's been under Eddie Reynoso in the Canelo camp. I know a lot of people have criticized him, fighting stiff neck and things of that nature. But I personally think he does have the potential to do something in the sport. There have been so many setbacks. He's one of the disappointments as far as certain fighters that have disappointed me. He's amongst them. Definitely he's amongst them. And I want to chop this up because, one angle concerning an interview that he had and what he's been saying recently. And another reason why I want to talk about this is because he'll be coming back soon. I think he's gonna be active. How active? Who knows, right? Who knows how active? He's definitely been out of the limelight concerning fighting for a long time. I'm just gonna put it that way, for a long time. I'm not even gonna calculate how long it's been. His last fight was Luke Campbell. Everybody knows the story. Great knockout win. Has power. He's growing. Not the best out there concerning high IQ and IQ and stuff like that. Head movement and stuff like that. He has his deficiencies, like several fighters out there, but he has potential to grow, and I want to talk about that. And I want to put to a certain degree at least, I want to put all the clownery that he has pushed as of late, and as of a while, as a matter of fact, when it comes to him just calling out fighters and them not materializing. I kind of want to put the clownery aside because he's young, and I'm not making an excuse for him, of course not, no way. I don't make excuses for any fighters, but that's the fact of the matter here, and that's another reason why I want to make this video and talk about it, because he has a long ways, man. He's young, he has a long ways to go. His name has been mixed up with the names of Tank Davis, Haney, y'all know the story, man, all those names, Teofimo, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, at 135. And I want to talk about what he recently said in an interview. So let's check it out. Definitely, let's check it out. And I'm going to give my 2 cents as we, move along there in the interview, as we read along. It says here, boxingscene.com, link in the description. Yeah. Ryan Garcia, ready for April 2nd return. Likely in Las Vegas. Eyes 3 fights. How many fighters have said that so far? How many fighters have said they're going to fight 3 times in 2022? Keith Thurman is at least one example. Adrian Broner said it, I think, back in 2020 or 2021, whenever the heck he said it. I think it was 2021, as a matter of fact, the beginning of the year. It was around the time he fought the Santiago guy, right? He talked about in an interview, and I think it was with Brian Custer interview, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever interview it was. Shouts out to Brian Custer. Whatever interview it was, he talked about fighting 3 times last year, which went to the dumpsters, okay? That's just the fact of the matter, right? And there are other fighters out there that have talked about fighting 3 times in a year. And it's funny, and I've said it before, and all of a sudden fighters are saying this ever since Canelo said he was going to fight like 4 times to get undisputed. And that was a long time ago he said that. And he did it. Hey, actions speak louder than words, right? Now Ryan Garcia is coming out saying he wants to fight 3 times in 2022. Now the article's here, the headline, it says, ready for April 2nd return, likely. So it's likely. Okay. Okay, here we go. Just to start this out, okay? At this point, when it comes to Ryan Garcia talk, let me say this also. People are annoyed. You just go simply to his social media and, oh my gosh, man, or whatever is posted about him in social media, just a bunch of, people that are disappointed. And I don't blame the disappointed boxing fans out there. Maybe there are some Ryan Garcia fans out there too who were once, admired by, Ryan Garcia, his handsome looks, and I'm just kidding. Hit him fighting in the ring. And a lot of people just got really disappointed and upset with him. Throughout all these shenanigans of him calling out fighters, pulling out, calling out fighters, pulling out, having an anxiety attack, and then all of a sudden, a couple weeks later, if that was me, I would knock you out. That would have been, I would have knocked you out, Haney. I would have knocked, or whatever the heck he's saying. I really don't care what he's been saying. But I'm taking this into consideration because I don't doubt him coming back this year as far as, coming back to fight. I don't know if it's going to be 3 times this year, but I think he is going to come back and fight. I really do. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Why am I giving him the benefit of the doubt? Because I'm fair with everybody. I'm fair with all these fighters. I just recently pushed a video on Oscar Valdez, the Oscar Valdez, Chris Stevenson announcement or whatever, people talking about that possibly going, coming to fruition. And I said in that video also, and I've said in several videos, man, when it comes to certain different fighters, that I give them benefits of the doubt. I've given Adrian Broner the benefit of the doubt, man, some time ago in my last video, at least, that I pushed about Adrian Broner. Check out the channel. You can check it out there, and I talk about that, I gave Oscar Valdez the benefit of the doubt, even though he popped dirty for whatever the heck that substance was, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, coming back clean and doing something in the sport, concerning Oscar Valdez. I gave Keith Thurman, when it comes to Keith Thurman talk, the benefit of the doubt as well. I've given him the benefit of the doubt, and I still am, for this year at least, with Keith Thurman. At least with this Barrios fight or whatever. And what happens after that, we'll see. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but with a grain of salt. I kind of do the same thing with Ryan Garcia here. And those are the factors why, because he's young. He still has, something ahead of him. And I don't know if he's going to fight 3 times this year, but whatever. We'll see. So let's read along with this article, and this is an article based on Ryan Garcia in an interview he had recently. Okay, so it says here, quote, this is Ryan Garcia. My career resumes April 2nd. Okay, regarding his comeback, April 2nd. Okay, Garcia revealed on YouTuber Noah Beck's channel, whatever that channel is. Shouts out to him. Thanks so much for the content. It should be in either LA or Las Vegas, most likely Vegas. So I look forward to the announcement of the fight of my opponent and whatnot. Okay, so let's continue reading here. Just, some parts of this article. Yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows that. Soon after the fight unraveled with the former Gervonta Davis foe, which is Isaac Cruz. Everybody knows what happened there. And watch this, after Golden Boy Brass admitted, or brazenly admitted, whatever, they preferred a softer fight than Pitbull Cruz. And then, Garcia shot down some reports that, that he was going to fight possibly Mercedo Gesta, whoever the heck that is, Sal Rodriguez, whoever the heck those guys are, were in the mix as potential opponents. Garcia tweeted to claim the development to be, quote-unquote, not true. So we got the, this is something here that, I gotta throw out there that, the article is saying here, sorry about that, let me just go ahead and center that for you. The article is saying here that, soon after the fight unraveled with, Pitbull Cruz, and after Golden Boy, admitted they preferred a softer fight than Cruz. So, those kinds of things have been the case time and time again with Ryan Garcia. And I humbly believe that, Oscar De La Hoya has a big part in doing all this. He has a big part in this, ladies and gentlemen. We knew, I never got caught up in the hype, but I did give my 2 cents on it, of course. But, I knew all along that, and I've been saying it for a minute, for so long, that, Oscar's not going to put Ryan Garcia in there with Tank. Ever since this was, posted and talked about years ago, I knew it wasn't going to happen. And it's, this whole thing has dragged along up to this day with, Fortuna, with all these guys. And I don't care what people think about it, I'm saying, oh, well, he pulled out because of this. He pulled out because of that. I think that, when we boil it down, I think it's because his higher-ups know that, the challenges are too much for him. Those names, and y'all know the names that have, that he was scheduled to fight or that he's been calling out. It's just, too hard for him, man. Too much of a risk. And it doesn't surprise me to see this, It doesn't surprise me to see that, Golden Boy, superiors, his higher-ups, his superiors preferred a softer fight. Of course they did. That's why I didn't get caught up in the whole, the stupid Twitter tantrum stuff, going back and forth, Ryan Garcia going back and forth with, Pitbull Cruz and his team or whatever. The contract, this and that, the contract, send the contract, sign it. Oh, you're not signing it yet. Well, who cares? I'm not going to get caught up in those tweets. The fact of the matter is that Golden Boy, they're coming out and saying that, the Pitbull's too much, he's too tough a competition right now. Okay, and you already know the story. I've been saying it so many times that, that's how it is with these fighters. We all wait to know the story, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't surprise me with Ryan Garcia in this case. They're out for almost freaking 2 years or a year and a half or whatever the heck. Then they come back. Of course it's going to be a light touch. Of course it's going to be a light touch. So all these people out there that are coming out saying, oh, well, Ryan Garcia, you got to fight Tank. Or Ryan Garcia, you better fight Pitbull Cruz. That's all fantasy talk right now. Because we already know, what I'm saying? We already knew it wasn't going to be a tough touch in his next fight. He's been out too long, man. Plus, coming back from a, surgery or whatever happened to his hand, supposedly, right? Yeah, I know there were photos of him in the hospital, whatever. But, yeah. So, of course, it's going to be a light touch. That's no surprise. Okay, so anyways, let's continue reading. Okay. I'm just giving my 2 cents on these things. So, the thing, quote, this is Ryan. The thing with 2022, though, is I have to be focused on getting at least 3 fights done. Wow. That's a tough pill to swallow there for Ryan Garcia. 3 fights done this year, said Garcia. I can't be worried about if I'm making money on social media and all that stuff, because if I'm a great boxer, the money's going to come in. Do you know what I mean? So, that's the cool thing, as far as this. Like I said, man, I give my props to who I give my props to when they deserve it. And I think, he deserves it. I'm not going to, just sit here and, criticize Ryan Garcia all the time. No, of course not. Because the cool thing here is this. Check it out. It relates to his past quote right here, his previous quote. The pros is it's given me freedom so that I don't have to be desperate for fights. He's talking about the social media pros. And I don't have to be desperate for the promoters or anybody really, because I make enough money outside of the ring. So, that's great. Hey, shouts out to Ryan Garcia for that. He's making money outside of the sport of boxing. As a matter of fact, he said this months ago, man. I really don't remember when it was, but it was a while ago, man. Months and months ago, he talked about he makes more money outside of boxing than when he does, he makes more money outside of boxing. With his sponsors or whatever he does outside of boxing. So he gets more money in that than what he does in the sport of boxing. So props to him for that, man. Making a living, in the way he does. That's cool. He's young. He has a great future ahead of him. Which is why I have mentioned several times, and a lot of people out there have mentioned, when it comes to speculating Ryan Garcia, is if he is really gonna have, a great future in the sport of boxing. I don't know. I think he has the potential to, like I said at the beginning of the video, but he has a lot of other ventures he can fall back on, which I think is cool, So it is what it is. Anyway, so we'll get back to reading here. So he says, obviously, the cons are people not giving me credit for what I do. Now, that's the thing here. He's admitting it. He's admitting it, and like I just said a moment ago, Like I just said a moment ago, he is just being criticized left and right all over the place within the boxing community. And you already know when I say that. When I mean the boxing community, I mean boxing fans, okay? Just in general. I'm not talking about a specific group. No, just boxing fans as a whole. Not man fans. No, I'm talking about boxing fans. And mind you, I'm a fan of certain fighters. I'm just not a man fan. There's a big difference right there, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of certain fighters out there. I'm just not a man fan. Anyways, he realizes it, Obviously the cons are people not giving him credit for what he does, he says. That is, he can only blame himself for that, okay? I got to get that clear, too. I got to clarify that. He can only blame himself for that. It comes to a point where you're just calling out everybody, all these champs, all these top fighters, and you're not fighting them. You just shut up. It's better you just shut up and, just fight, man, and shut up. You have no one else to blame but yourself. So he has to work. That's why Canelo criticized him recently. You already know what it's about. You already know what he said. I don't have to go back to that. His own stablemate said it. His own stablemate, who really has that work ethic, discipline, dedication, told him what it's about, what it is. You can't just be blabbing your mouth off all the time, expecting to get a decent or a respected reputation within the sport of boxing, and not doing anything, you can't. You're just gonna get criticized, and he's confessing to that. You know, he's not getting credit for what he does, and it's his. He has to fess up to that. He has to deal with it. He has to be held accountable to that, and nobody else. Don't be blaming the fans. Don't be blaming us. I'm saying, kind of reminds me of, you know, it's different. Yeah, race and stuff, racist stuff, whatever. Bud Crawford is, you know, suing Bob Arum for. Yeah, but my point is this. Don't be blaming the fans, and that's kind of what they did. Bud Crawford and his team, blaming the fans. Oh, you're just hating. You're just a Bud hater, and this and that. When everybody saw the writing on the wall with, you know, the horrid relationship that Bud Crawford had with Bob Arum since years ago. Everybody saw it and read the writing on the wall and said it. And now all of a sudden, Bud Crawford, ever since he lives top rank, now he's lifting up a lawsuit on things that a lot of people already knew about. Maybe not the racist stuff on my part, but how he's not getting promoted, you know, and blah, blah, blah. Y'all know the story there. So there's no one else to blame but yourself. You know, and that's with Ryan Garcia. He has to be accountable for his actions. You know what I'm saying? And now he continues to say, but I feel with my amateur background, who cares? And now as a, just kidding, man. But, okay, I feel with my amateur background and now as a professional fighter myself, I feel like I've done enough to prove to myself, that's the key word, the key words there, to myself that I am one of the top fighters in the world, and I'm going to prove that I am the best fighter in my weight class. So that's the thing. He feels like he's done enough to prove to himself, but the problem is he hasn't proven to the world, ladies and gentlemen, that he's one of the top fighters. Hasn't proven it to me at all. The Luke Campbell fight was great. What he has done thus far in his career, I respect, because I've said it too many times. You know, I definitely respect what he's done. He's coming up. You know, he's a prospect coming up. Call him whatever you want to call him. I call him a prospect, okay? He's coming up, man. He's a top prospect. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said earlier, I think he has he has the potential to do something in the career of the sport of boxing. It's all up to him now. It's up to him, and it's been up to him. What he's done in his amateur career, wonderful. That's beautiful. But that has nothing to do, ladies and gentlemen, in his first pro career. Now, he has convinced himself that he's one of the top, but the world's not convinced, ladies and gentlemen. And you can't blame the fans for that. You got to blame yourself. You know what I'm saying? Be accountable, son. You know what I'm saying? So it continues to say here, you know, he continues to say, I am one of the best top. Okay, and I am going to prove. That's the thing. That's the part where you know, it's been for a long time now. He's going to prove that he's the best fighter in his weight class. I hope so. I really do hope so. You know what I'm saying? So he continues to say, yeah, you know, he was struggling. You have to be 100% mental. You know, it's talking about the anxiety stuff. Yeah, okay. You know, I'm not even going to get into that because it's just hard for me to believe. Okay, you're going through the anxiety. I get it. You know, I understand. You know, get well. But keep your mouth closed, man. Just shut up and stop calling people out and saying you're going to knock them out. And the same time frame that you're coming out saying that you have mental issues and, you know, whatever, anxiety, and you can't take it anymore, then shut up and you know, get that dealt with and stop calling people out in the meantime. You know, but anyways, that you know, I hope he's great. I hope he's doing well, you know what I'm saying, all around. So anyways, quote, I feel great coming back. Okay, like I said, it wasn't really a comeback for me. I'm resuming where I left off. I feel great. I'm going to come back just as strong, powerful. And when those knockouts come, okay, right on. When those knockouts come, I guarantee you that everyone's going to shut up. And it's going to be like nothing happened. Now, I mean, I disagree with that, but, you know, why? If the knockouts come, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But the question is here, ladies and gentlemen. The question is, the knockouts against who? That's the big question that remains, ladies and gentlemen. By the time I post this video, there'll probably be information on who the heck it's going to be. It's not going to be a top-notch opponent. I can assure you that, most likely at least. Yeah, we really don't know what the heck's going to happen in the sport of boxing when it comes to fighters and their next announcements and fights and whatever. But, you know, I don't think it's going to be a top-notch opponent. I don't think it's going to be a top-notch competitor. You know, and when he says, you know, as Ryan Garcia says, when the knockouts come, the question is against who? His next fight, according to Golden Boy, is going to, you know, be a lighter touch. And saying that he wants to fight 3 times this year, I get it. And this is where I'm giving Ryan Garcia the benefit of the doubt, okay? If he fights around April, according to him. If he fights around April, fights a light touch, I get it. Yeah, he's expected to knock him out. Okay, big deal. I'm not going to be so surprised on that at all. But I'm going to watch him because I want to see how he does. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how he does. I'm not going to be excited, though, because it's not going to be against a, tough touch. But I am really interested in seeing what's next for him. And that's why I'm making this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt to see what's next for Ryan Garcia. It's not going to be Tank Davis after this light touch fighter, whoever it's going to be in April. So according to Ryan, we cannot even believe that, okay? We cannot even believe he's going to fight in April. That's what he's saying, okay? I'm more intrigued on who's going to fight after his fight supposedly in April. And I really do hope it's 3 times. I really do hope it's 3 times, and that he actually gains the respect that he's looking for. I'm giving this kid the benefit of the doubt, ladies and gentlemen. I know that he's been so overly criticized, but let's be fair. How many people have given Adrian Broner the benefit of the doubt for too long? Way too freaking long. And what was the benefit of the doubt amongst the community, amongst fans out there? If he just lets his hands go, that freaking alibi's been going on for so long for Adrian Broner. If people give that guy so much a chance, why not give Ryan Garcia at least this chance? I am. I am. But he has to be held accountable, ladies and gentlemen. And he better put up, or you already know the rest. Actions speak louder than words, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, he's expected to do what he's supposed to do against this guy in April. So what I'm more intrigued about is what's next for him after April, or after his first fight this year. That's what I'm more intrigued about. What are the names? Or is it going to be, if he beats him, is he going to get all excited and emotional and, call out these top names again and not fight them? That's the big problem. Or will he, those are the certain avenues that he'll probably walk down. Like if he fights the first guy, whatever, which I'm assuming is going to be a soft touch according to Gold Boy. He's going to fight maybe one of the top 10s, but the lower tier ones for the next 2 fights, according to him, if he's going to fight 3 times this year, and keep calling out the top champs and not fight them for the whole year. I'm assuming it might be like that. Why? Because, you just check out the roster and Golden Boy's fighters, the champs or what have you. It's kind of similar, the way that, Oscar De La Hoya treats those fighters or how he guides them or whatever. Just look at Jaime Munguia, man. Jaime Munguia should have fought these champs a long time ago in the division that he's in right now. But it's just, with all due respect, but kind of mediocre opponents for a long time. Kind of reminds me of Demetrius Andrade, man, with Jaime Munguia, All due respect, Jaime. I'm not even talking about Jaime criticizing Jaime. It's more like the higher-ups of Jaime and how they're dictating his opponents. And y'all know the story with Ryan Garcia, man. They want to make him the star. They want to make him the cash cow, I guess, of Golden Boy. But it's horrible right now. It's not even close to what they want with Ryan Garcia. It's horrible. Kid's not even fighting. And look at his age. He has all the potential in the world. To pull Golden Boy. Like Canelo was. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just laugh, it's kind of funny, but I just hope the best for Ryan Garcia. We'll see, man. I'm taking all this. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt for Ryan Garcia. I hope the best for the kid, but I don't think it's gonna be. This is kind of how I see it for this 2022. If he fights 3 times this year, I don't think it's gonna be with any champs at 135. I don't think it's going to be with any champs at 135. Right now, I guess they're talking about possibly Lomachenko and, Kambosos, or I guess there are rumors floating around Lomachenko versus Tank Davis or something like that. That, and we've got obviously Kambosos there, at 135. Who knows, man? Haney, possibly them two going at it. However the heck it's going to evolve, I don't think Ryan Garcia is going to be in the mix with these top guys, man. And yes, I mentioned Lomachenko because I think he deserves to be. I think he's the top, one of the top. Not the top, I'm sorry, one of the top. Top 3. Ryan Garcia, I can't see him as top 3 right now. And I know a lot of people are doing that, but whatever. You know, people can think what they want, but I don't think he's top 3. And I don't care what the rankings say, because just look at the opponents, man. I mean, I just don't. You know what I'm saying? Respect with the Campbell fight, but that was too long ago. Too long ago and too inactive. Unfortunately, that's the story with all these fighters, man. Most of them, at least. However, I wish the best for him. And I do hope I'm proven wrong. How many times do I say that, ladies and gentlemen? How many times do I say that when it comes to certain fighters? And most of the time, I'm not proven wrong. Sad to say. But I hope I'm proven wrong with Ryan Garcia. I hope I am proven wrong, and I hope that after this next light touch fight, you know, if it so happens to be that he fights in April, I hope it's with one of the champs. I hope it's against one of the top champs at 135. What do you guys think? Give me your honest opinion, please. You know, give me your honest opinion. You can check the article out. Look at his direct quotes, what he's saying. I don't know, man. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I repeat it once more. But I guess I got to say, like I said it with Keith Thurman, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt with a grain of salt. With a grain of salt. But I hope the best for the kid, man. Renee Box Young, a platform where we simply discuss, critique, analyze, simply talk about sport of boxing, level-headed, mature, coherent fashion, definitely, man. Subscribers since day one, recent subscribers. Thank you guys so much, you know, for being part of this. If you love the sport of boxing, this is a place for you. Hit the subscribe button, you know what I'm saying? Hit the notification bell. Get the likes up. Share on your platforms. We are growing here, and I appreciate you all. You're being part of it, and we're going to keep pushing. Definitely, man. Comment in the comment section. What are your thoughts and opinions? Renee Box Young, stay safe. Peace out.